We've got coming up, we've got Renee Klein and Nicolle Sternberger and Michael Battaglia from Coach, SAP, and Estee Lauder, and how these big, well-known brands have gotten in this space. And Quinn Button, great to see you, Quinn. Yeah, I didn't know you were going to be here. Okay, take it away, guys.
I'm missing it. Oh, Mike.
Hello. Great to be here. So my name is Michael Battaglia. I work at NFT Cred, and what we do for NFT Cred is provide a white label NFT marketplace for large brands and businesses. And I had the pleasure of working with Renee, Nicolle, and on our team, Quinn. So I'm just going to hand it over to Renee to introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I can't see a single thing. So my name is Renee Klein. I'm the Global Head of Digital Experience at Coach. I have spent the majority of my career in Web 2, running my own e-commerce company, working with other big brands on launching Web 2 platforms and e-commerce. And in the past year, I've been foraying into Web 3 and have been able to lead that for Coach in the past 6 months. So very excited to talk to you guys today.
And my name is Quinn Button. I'm the VP of Growth for NFT Cred and NFT.NYC. Before taking this position, I finished up my doctorate in consumer behavior, looking at how people look at innovations, new products, and what makes them really want to become early adopters. Hence why I dove very deep into the NFT space right after I finished that in 2019, and have just been a huge part of the community and just absolutely love everything about NFTs. And it's been an honor to be able to work with these amazing ladies, and I'll let Nicolle introduce herself, but working with brands and really wonderful people who are really wanting to get into the Web3 space and use it to really foster community and see how they can use this technology to enhance their brand awareness as well. And I'll let Nicolle introduce herself.
All right. My name's Nicolle Sternberger, and I introduced myself the other day at a dinner as the head of the Quinn Button fan club. If you guys know Quinn, she's picked every speaker for this event, and it's just been such a pleasure to work with her. But I lead global go-to-market for SAP SuccessFactors. If you don't know us, we're a leader in the HR cloud space. I've been with SAP a long time, but the incredible thing about that company is there are so many opportunities to do new exciting things. And so I've sort of trailblazed along the way. I love to live on the bleeding edge and introduce new technologies, mindsets. And so that's also been my experience with SAP. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicolle. So I think what would be of great value to the audience would be to hear about your experience and how your large organization brand is leveraging NFTs and what made it possible using our platform. So Renee, why don't you just kind of give your thoughts and I'll jump in.
Sure. The company and the brand have been thinking about NFTs and looking at the space for a little while. And what really was important for us was to understand how we can add value to our customers and to our community. And as we were heading into the holiday season last year, so November, December 2021, it was the holiday period, gifting. It was also our 80th anniversary. And we had a game, a Snow City game that had a number of characters. And as we were thinking about how to make something special for our community, we decided to mint those 8 characters in the game and give them away and make them available as our first collection of NFTs. They were made available for the community basically for a series of 8 days. And each of the 8 characters had 10 NFTs behind them. And so they were our first collectible. And in total, 80 NFTs were made available for our 80th year. And the main reason we wanted to kind of speak to a lot of these numbers was because our heritage and is incredibly important to us and and part of our values. And it was something that we really wanted to incorporate in the NFT. So that's how we came about with the concept. And then we worked internally and partnered with NFT Cred and Quinn and Michael. And in the span of 4 weeks, ran the whole program. So it was very speedy, but it was wildly successful. And we're super proud of the first program that we ran.
Yeah, I would say, what was really fun about working with you guys is it was the first time that they'd ever really ventured into using NFTs or, really even putting a campaign together. And it was very fast. And what's nice about the NFT Cred platform is that we have a platform that we can actually really whip up a white labeled marketplace for you guys and then actually begin minting. But the big thing behind it is the strategy. And what's interesting, and you'll hear this with Nicolle as well, is every brand is different in terms of their strategy. What do they really want to do? How do they want to use the NFTs? And the first time is always a little bit scary, don't you think?
I think I aged and I covered it up yesterday actually before this panel, but I grew so many gray hairs in the span of 4 weeks. I never felt more scared in my life that we were going to market with this platform and this program that we all just didn't know. And really NFT Cred walked us through the whole thing and held our hand through the entire thing, and it was seamless. And it was, I'm not going to say it's much easier than it looks, but it can be easier than it looks. And I think it was due to a lot of the work that you guys did with us.
Well, you guys were wonderful. And I think that it's really about that strategy and building that trust, right? That's really what we're trying to do in this space, is building a trusted system and really guiding wonderful brands and people behind the brands. It's really like Renee and Nicolle, who are the trailblazers within their own brands, to really push this along internally. And I think I'll pass it over to Nicolle to also, you'll hear how different the two strategies really were, because with Nicolle, it's a totally different thing. She was really thinking more internally with her employees, and I'll let you take it all away.
Yeah, I think our use case is a little different. Obviously, there's lots of interest at SAP in doing something similar and engaging B2B and B2C, but our use case is a little bit different. So at SuccessFactors and at SAP, one of the things is that we're maniacal about creating an incredible employee experience, right? When you treat your employees well, they're going to treat your customers well, and there's dividends. So we're maniacal about that focus for our own employees and for helping our customers help their employees. And so we were thinking about different use cases. There's so much interest and excitement and intrigue in terms of Web3. And late this year, we won Line of Business of the Year. And what that means to you for SuccessFactors is that we did really cool things internally. We did really cool things with our customers. It was the first time SAP gave this award away. And in talking with our board and our executive team, they said, well, that's great. You usually get a trophy, you put it behind someone in a Zoom, and then that's the last you see of it. So we said, what if we could take that award, that celebration of things we've done internally and with our customers, what if we could break it into 5,000 different pieces and give everyone a bit of ownership of that award? And so I had the same experience as Renee. I felt like I grew gray hair. We didn't know what was going on. We were really blazing a trail. But on April 19th, we were able to issue that NFT to all our employees. And it's just been an incredible experience.
Well, I was going to say one thing, too, that I would say that was fantastic about Renee and Nicolle was they came into this space really thoughtfully, right? I mean, brands come into it, they're intrigued. Maybe it's trendy. Maybe it's, what is this? They're just curious, right? And I think that both of these ladies came into it really thinking about how do we make this as authentic to who we are, so that we can come into this space really feeling like we're not just coming here and it's not a gimmick, right? That's what we said a lot of times. It's not a one and done type of thing. It's something that they're really investing and thinking so thoughtfully about. And as we're all online more than ever before, these digital assets, it makes sense that we're thinking about ownership, right? And Coach and SAP have fantastic IP. They have big brands. And so it's important for them to really think thoughtfully about what's their strategy going into this space. And that first step, although a little bit nerve-wracking, once you make that step, you start walking in and this community is fantastic. And I'm excited to see what's next. And I know we're going to make some really fun announcements today. So, Michael, you have been such a huge part of the whole strategy and the tech behind the entire
Thank you.
campaigns.
Yeah, I wanted to dive into the tech piece a bit because when we spoke to Renee and Nicolle originally, it's like all of their community doesn't have a Web3 wallet. Not everybody has a MetaMask account, and not everybody's going to go through that hassle of setting it up. So how do we create a platform and create a brand go-to-market strategy that is easy and accessible for their community? So with the platform, what we do is we allow people to sign up with the email address or just connect their social account, and we'll create and attach a Ethereum compatible wallet to that and allow us to deliver the NFTs and make it easy for the onboarding process of their community and consumers.
And that was really important to us because, again, I talked about this employee experience. So if we had this offer and it was hard to get to and people were just struggling along the way, that's not the experience we wanted. We wanted it to be really seamless. And so to be able to do that and sort of take baby steps and guide people along the way was incredibly powerful. So we're really grateful for that.
Yeah, I think the education piece, well, we all spoke about a lot. It's even with the onboarding process, there's still that education of what NFTs are and explaining how to, one, use the technology and how these big brands can leverage this technology and blockchain in general just to create these experiences and surprise and delight their community as well as their internal employees.
If I could just add to that, I think it was as we went direct to our consumers with this program, it was daunting to try to understand how we would explain to our existing community and how they have to sign up for a wallet. It could be cumbersome on some level. And the team posed the option of creating a coach wallet that would easily take them through to be able to claim their NFT. And as you know, Coach is known for their wallets.
Indeed.
So it made a lot of sense, and it became incredibly user-friendly and easy for our Web 2 community to be able to sign up with a Coach wallet and claim their NFT. The experience was so seamless and intuitive, and I think that's what made it so easy for us to be able to launch this.
Yeah, I will emphasize that I think we were really thinking through, and this is very much the case. We also work with other great brands like PwC. When they're thinking about like Coach and SAP, who are their audience? It's mainstream, right? We're not wanting to require them to download a MetaMask, although I love MetaMask or any of the other digital wallets. It's a huge learning curve for most people, right? Let alone internally with a brand. So for their consumers, we want to make it as seamless and easy as possible. So it was, I think we decided on both campaigns to use email, just an email sign up. But there's also a phone number. We have social integrations. You could sign up with a Twitter account. You could sign up with Facebook. And we also have OAuth integrations to actually integrate within your own integration system, your sign-up system. So it is a huge part of onboarding more mainstream users into this space, that it's not so scary. And we have really great brands coming in, and I think it's a huge part of really onboarding more mainstream users.
One of the other things, if I can add, that you guys helped us out with, it was kind of a last-minute thing we thought of, but obviously, we wanted to, part of claiming this and celebrating what we did, we wanted people to share it on social. But also, how have you guys been trading contact information here? Like a lot of LinkedIn, right? And so we wanted to give folks the ability to kind of share this credential on LinkedIn, which we're able to do. So if you go to my LinkedIn right now, you'll be able to see that is listed as a credential. It links to the NFT, which is like super cool. So that was another fun addition we added.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about that too is that those individuals, the employees who were on your team, when you won the line of business, they will always, wherever they go, they will always be verified as an employee who was a part of a team who won that line of business award. And I think that's a pretty powerful thing. It's really exciting to be able to do that LinkedIn integration with your NFTs.
I think we get to do that as speakers too, right?
Yes, as speakers too. Yes, as speakers with the NFT that NFT.NYC is minting for all speakers, they could actually verify that they were indeed a speaker at NFT.NYC with that NFT via LinkedIn. So it's a really fun integration. Anyone who's a speaker should definitely do that.
Yeah, I think it gives these NFTs that additional utility. So it's not just a piece of art, it actually affords the employees or the consumers, in Renee's case, given an NFT that has utility or credentialed through LinkedIn. So that was an important point for Renee's campaign. So Renee, why don't you chat about that?
Yeah, we do everything that we think about in terms of our program really is, we're obviously in a testing and learning and understanding what brings value to our community, but that's really the most important thing, is how do we support and bring value to our customers and our community. And so as we were thinking about this NFT, we knew we needed to tie a utility to it that would bring delight to our customers. So the holiday ski NFT had a utility of our made-to-order rogue bag, a 17-inch one, so super cute. And so our holders of the Coach NFT wallet are now able to redeem it for that, and they'll get a custom MTO bag, we call it MTO, made to order, which is they can choose the color and the fabric and the handles, and it's one of the kind of unique ways to say, this NFT is a gift to you, and with that, you can create something that expresses you and is a part of you. So I think it was important to us to continue passing along those values to our holders.
Yeah, utility is a huge, I mean, to me, that's what gets me so excited. And I think the same, I could say the same for Nicolle, Michael, and Renee, right, is the utility of the NFTs. And what was really interesting about the Coach Ski campaign is that we knew that you always knew you wanted it to be redeemable, right? And you knew you had this idea of doing the made-to-order road bag. But when we first launched it, we just said, okay, it will be redeemable at some point. And that's what's interesting about this technology. We actually have the ability to change update the metadata, so that at some point when you make the announcement, when Coach does, that the owners of those NFTs will be able to actually redeem and go get their made-to-order road bag. So that's what's really fun, is that you can surprise and delight. We had launched it, and at the launch, we told them that was going to happen.
Yeah, so we actually we let our holders know that there would be this utility, but we are about to, in an hour or so, about to launch our next NFT, and so we wanted to make sure that the original holders were able to they joined our allow list and were able to claim this upcoming NFT early as a benefit to them, and they were also able to redeem their utilities. So kind of really making sure that we continue the communication with our holders, building that community, building that trust, and that's part of the program that we're thinking about.
Yeah, when we're talking about real value for your customers, I mean, it's really rewarding them for being such loyal customers and loyal fans and joining you on the journey, and that includes the employees and every other stakeholder that you really apply the NFTs to. And Michael, do you have anything else that you wanted to bring up?
I think I want to, for the audience's sake, is dive into like what we see for the future and how large brands can, one, leverage this technology, and what do you think large brands need to do in order to set themselves up so that they're able to use this in a positive way to impact the community and their consumer base. So Nicolle, how did you one, trailblaze this, but two, what do you think large brands should do going forward to educate their community and their
Yeah, I mean, for us, you talked about authenticity, and we didn't want this to be a gimmick. And obviously, we're a huge corporation with very smart people, so there's a lot of ideas happening around this space and other use cases. But we really wanted to get the conversation going, because when we look at our customer base, Coach, Estee Lauder, others, right? That's where we're talking about surprising, delighting. That's what's happening. So we wanted a conversation going. So when we launched the campaign, it was always about claiming the NFT, celebrating the achievement, but also learning, right? Taking everybody on a journey, for those that aren't there yet, introducing them to these concepts and starting a greater conversation, and then participate. So it was claim, learn, participate. And so we're inviting people to come on this journey with us, because there are so many things we're thinking about internally. And if they wanted to raise their hand, if they have great ideas, sort of in that spirit of, we're going to do this together, we're inviting them to participate in those other use cases. So I think that whole thing has been incredibly powerful. And I have to say, I was worried, right, when we clicked the button. What's the feedback going to be? And it's been amazing to see how many people are so excited that we're doing this and we're engaging. And this, it is still sort of Wild West a little bit, right? But they're so happy that we're doing this. They have something to talk with their customers about. There's so many other things we're planning, and it's been a delight, really.
Yeah, and Renee, what about you? I know for between the two of you, I think one of the interesting things about brands is you have to get the okay internally, right? You have to, it's not just, okay, we're gonna do this and then everyone's on board. You have to go through the legal team, the accounting team, right? There's a whole infrastructure within these really wonderful institutions and brands. Tell us a little bit about how your experience was and how, I have to say, you guys really are trailblazers. It usually takes like one person to say, we're gonna do this, and then you guys build the trust within, and we're just your partners to help.
So I think really it makes it much easier when the support comes from the top. At Coach, our leadership is incredibly supportive, and they're very supportive of testing and learning and better understanding new platforms. And so really it became very easy for me because of our senior leadership. And I think they want to understand where our customers are. They want to understand where our community is. And I think for us, it's important to know those platforms. And so that made the whole road much easier.
No, that's really good. And I think after we launched the first campaign, it was a success. I mean, there was a little bit of moment of your customers saying, okay, wait, how do I do this? How do I do that? But then now they're on board and they're on this Coach Insider list, right? Which is really exciting. You're getting even more people into this space.
That's right. Our NFTs were claimed in less than 11 seconds every day, which was wild. And we had such resounding positive response from the Web3 community. I mean, we had a lot of interesting tweets that were so supportive about Coach entering this space, and really just kind of reloyalizing a lot of our customers. And I think one of the most amazing things is that we wanted to make sure that our best customers, our insiders, would be allowed to have access to this early, or to be able to be part of this journey that we're on. So we created an allow list in March, and that's something that we are super proud of, to make sure that everyone in our community feels welcome in this world and that they're part of it for us. And so that was loyalizing and making this a part of our community was a big step in terms of making them feel like they're coming along on this journey with us.
That's well said. I am so excited to see what you ladies do next and what these brands do next. I mean, because I think it's the first step. You guys it's the first campaign that really matters, right? And then you guys get to create the journey along the way. And I know we're almost at time, but I think one last final takeaway is, what in the next year ahead, I mean, what are you guys really looking forward to in terms of this technology, right? Is it utility? Is it... I won't give you the answer, but you tell me. What do you think you're most excited about in the year ahead with NFTs?
There's so many possibilities, right? And I would say that just the experience with our employees and getting people excited, I think, has opened up so many other doors so much more quickly. And, I'll probably leave it at that, but I think we're really excited.
It's wonderful. And what about you, Renee?
I think the technology underlying smart contracts is very interesting, and I think it allows, we're still very much in a testing and learning phase, but it allows us to really understand how we can support and build our communities around us. I think directly, and I think it's a really interesting technology that we don't really even know where it's going to go or how it's going to benefit the world, but I think for us, it's something that we're looking at as a way to really understand how we build relationships with our community and our creators.
That's great. Yeah, and I will say, being a part of this community for a long time and really understanding how amazing and authentic this community is, it's really nice to see people within these brands thinking and being so thoughtful about how to use this technology appropriately. And so Thank you both. It's been a joy. And Michael, thank you for all of your support in tech. You're just amazing. Couldn't have done it without you, my friend.
Thank you, Quinn.
Yes, and thank you all so
Thank you all.
much.